What up, Fiction fam? Welcome to Down to Read. In this video today, I'm going to go over the new books that we've added to the TBR list, then select the next books we're going to read at random from the mystery box. Ooh, mystery! Full book review videos will be coming out for the books that we select here today. In fact, let's bring up now the program of book review videos coming up so you can see how far off the reviews for the books we select today are in the future. Now you may be thinking, that's a bit of a way off for some of these book review videos to come out. However, as I mentioned in the last TBR video, I'm a bit of a slow reader, so we need to have a few books in the chamber so that we don't catch up too quick in content to the books that I've read, so we can keep producing some consistent content for you, the community, because again, we care about you. Alright, let's first go over the DTR TBR list, which we are going to keep at a steady 7 books. Last time, I'll link the TBR video at the end of this one, we pulled 3 books from the mystery box. So there's 3 books that we need to replenish to get up to our 7. And there are also 4 books that carried over from last time. The 4 books that we carried over are Stormfront by Jim Butcher, Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, Only Forward by Michael Marshall Smith, and The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Izzy, who still has me in a tizzy. If you know, you know.
James Izzy Stray got me in a tizzy. When book 2 comes out, can't talk, too busy.
I'm not going to go over what these books are about again in this video, but if you're interested in checking that out, check out last time's TBR video. So now let's get into the 3 books that we're going to add to replenish the DTR mystery box. For these 3 books, I've considered that we're currently in spooky season. Number 1, Let the Right One In by John Ajvide Lindqvist. I'm sure I got that pronunciation incorrect, but hey, I gave it a go. This book, and actually the next book I'm going to have in this list, are books that I picked up secondhand, as I've realized with this channel, I'm going to be buying a lot of books, and it might be worth starting to investigate some secondhand options. And it's always nice to support some secondhand bookstores. Also, if you want to see some secondhand bookstore hunts as some on-location type videos, let us know in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, back to the book. 12-year-old Oscar lives in Stockholm, Sweden, and he doesn't have a lot of friends, perhaps due to his fascination with some gruesome murders. Then one day, Eli moves in next door with her father. Now, he uses quotation marks for father on the blurb at the back of the book. And although Eli is a bit strange, she seems to like Oscar. Shortly after Eli and her father move in, a child's body is found mysteriously hanging from a tree.
Ja, Oscar heter jag. Hur gammal är du? 12. Ungefär.
Number 2, Carrie by Stephen King. Yep, I'm giving Stephen King another go. Now, I liked the first Stephen King book I read. Check out my review of The Stand, also on this channel. I just didn't love it like so many people seem to. So when I saw this one sitting on the shelf at the secondhand bookstore, I thought, why not? We are in spooky season after all. Carrie is the story of an unpopular 16-year-old girl who has a religious, abusive mother who, at least in part, has caused Carrie to be a bit of an outsider and the butt of many jokes at the high school she attends. However, when telekinetic powers awaken in Carrie, she realizes she doesn't have to be afraid of her mother or the bullying girls at high school anymore.
Move from here and you'll never see that boy again. Lorraine's coming in.
Mom, please sit talk to me.
Let it close the window.
Mama, I'll get him. Please sit talk to me.
Also, before we move on to the next book, I know this was a secondhand book, but can we stop with the movie covers and the movie promotions on book covers? I mean, who actually wants this? And it's for the remake, which I understand is not the good Carrie movie.
Carrie?
Oh, actually, one more thing. While we're on the topic of movies, I picked up this from the secondhand bookstore as well. A little bit of a preview for next time's TBR maybe. And it's a pretty cool bundle of the book versus the movie. Bundle. And it kind of inspires here to see if that's something the community might want to see, is some book versus movie videos.
There has been cannibalism. Cannibalism is the great fear.
There have been some movies made of the last 2 books that we mentioned, and in fact a movie made of the one we're about to mention. So let us know if you'd like to see some book versus movie videos, maybe even just some shorts. Again, we're here to produce what the community is keen to see. Number 3, Horns by Joe Hill. I figure if Stephen King doesn't end up clicking for me, maybe I should give his son a go. The protagonist of this book, Ignatius Parrish, or Ig, had a big night out and wakes up the next day with a terrible hangover and also some horns growing out of his head. Ig thinks that these horns could be hallucination due to his poor state of mind, due to grieving his partner who was brutally assaulted and murdered. But these horns are very real and allow Ig to hear people's darkest secrets. So that is the 3 new books going into the DTR Mystery Box, which we'll draw later. But before we get into that, let's talk about the books that we're going to be putting in the Fiction Fan Mystery Box that we'll also be drawing some books to read from, which were recommended by you, the community, our Fiction Fam. We will put up the list now of all the books that were recommended in the comment section of the last TBR video, so you know what's in the box. And the plan going forward for these TBR videos is a bit of an update to the last video, will be to draw 3 books from the DTR TBR Mystery Box and 2 books from the Fiction Fan Mystery Box, which will include all the books recommended by you. However, as this is the first time we're going to be selecting some books that have been recommended by you, our Fiction Fam, we wanted to make sure that the first book we read is the first book that was ever recommended on any of our videos, and that is Replay by Ken Grimwood, which was recommended by @NewArmor. So thank you @NewArmor for your recommendation and for your continued support of the channel. I don't yet have a copy of Replay, but I understand it is about a 43-year-old Jeff Winston who's living a bit of a dead-end life. Then suddenly he wakes up and he's 18 again, but he has all the memories of the next 25 years, which is a pretty interesting premise. Alright, now let's pull one more book from the Fiction Fan Mystery Box from the books that were recommended by you in the comment section of the last TBR video we did. Alright, here we go. The first book ever to be drawn from the Fiction Fan Mystery Box is... This Thing Between Us. This Thing Between Us was recommended by @LabyrinthPC, so thanks Labyrinth for the recommendation, and thanks to everyone that recommended books. Be sure to get some more book recommendations in the comment section of this video for us to put in the drawer for next time's TBR. From a quick search of This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno, I understand it's a horror novel, so it fits in well with the spooky season theme of this TBR video, and is about a man named Tiago grieving the loss of his wife. Okay, that's the mystery box pulls from the books recommended by you, Fiction Fam. Now it's time to pull the books from the mystery box from my TBR list. Book 1. Okay, we have Stormfront by Jim Butcher. Now I understand there's a big Dresden Files series ahead of me if I like this one, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Let's get to Book 2. Book 2. Carrie, Stephen King, we're coming back, baby. This one, yeah, I feel like this one might be more up my alley than the stand was, so pretty keen to see this one. And maybe we'll do the movie versus book. Let us know what you think. Book 3, and the final book from these mystery box TBR pulls. I know, it's pretty advanced technology we're working with here for these random pulls. Let's see what we have. Ooh, got a good feeling about this one. Although, I like all the books on the list. They're all good. Well, let's see after I read them. But anyway, we have Horns by Joe Hill. Okay, maybe we have a bit of father-son competition here. Carrie by Stephen King, following up with Horns by Joe Hill. That should be good. And fits in well with the spooky theme.
Are those horns? Damn right, they're horns.
So there we have it. The next 5 books we will be reading here at DTR. Let's bring up the updated book review program. Again, if you'd like to get your recommendations in and have them in the mystery box for our next TBR video, be sure to get them in the comment section of this video. Thanks for your input. Thanks for being a part of this community. And as always, thanks for watching. Zhoosh.